Hello students, today we shall begin with a new chapter, that is parallel lines. Do you know what are parallel lines? I will give you some hints that will help you recollect what are parallel lines. These pictures depict parallel lines. Can you guess what it is? Yes, they are non-intersecting lines. See, these are non-intersecting lines, the lines of the book, the railway tracks, the ski and the wires on the electric pole. Attached to the electric pole, they all represent parallel lines. So let us know the definition of what a parallel line is. The lines which are coplanar and do not intersect each other are called parallel lines. The lines have to be in the same plane. Coplanar means lines which are in the same plane. So these are the two parallel lines here. Now the next term related to parallel lines is the transversal. It is a line that is intersecting two other coplanar lines in two distinct points is called a transversal of those two lines. Now this line is a transversal of these two lines. Now the transversal can intersect parallel as well as non-parallel lines. So a transversal could be of parallel lines, could be of non-parallel lines. Whenever a transversal intersects two lines, it intersects in 2 points. These are the 2 points of intersection. Here it is these 2 points. Okay, so whenever they intersect, there are 8 angles formed. These angles are having special names when you study it in pairs. Let us learn about the first type of angle, that is the corresponding angles. If the arms on the transversal of a pair of angles are in the same direction and the other arms are on the same side of the transversal, then it is called a pair of corresponding angles. There are 4 pairs of corresponding angles. Okay, now with this statement you wouldn't have understood anything. So let us understand with the help of a figure. This is the figure. Now if the arms on the transversal of a pair of angles, now we have to take pair means we have to take 2 angles. Let us take 2 angles. These 2 angles, the arm, this arm and this arm is on the transversal and they are on the same side, that means in the upward direction, and the other 2 arms are on the same side of the transversal. Same side means they are on the right hand side. Then such angles, such a pair of angles are called as corresponding. So in simple word, it means this blue angle is on the top right of line L. So correspondingly, red angle is on the top right of line M. Simply to be explained. Let us take the next pair. There are 4 pairs. We have taken one pair, that is A and E. Let's take one more pair, the other pair. This is to the top left of both the lines. Okay, then we go to top bottom right. This is to the bottom right of line L, bottom right of line M, and then the bottom left. These are to the bottom left. Okay, so these are called as corresponding angles. So how many pairs? 4 pairs. Let us go to the next type of angles, that is the interior angles. A pair of angles which are on the same side of the transversal and inside the given lines is called a pair of interior angles, and there are 2 pairs of interior angles. So let us take the same figure, students. And now what is the first condition? A pair of angles which are on the same side of the transversal. They should be on the same side. That means if you take lines, it should be either on the right hand side or it should be on the left hand side, same side, and inside the given angles, inside the given line, that means in between line L and M. So which are the lines? This, see, they are on the same side. These both angles are towards the left and in between the lines. So such angles are called as interior angle. There are 2 pairs because one pair will get on the left hand side, the other pair you will get on the right hand side, angle B and angle E. Clear, students? We go to the next pair of angles, that is the alternate angles. What are alternate angles? Pair of angles which are on the opposite side of the transversal and their arms on the transversal show opposite direction is called a pair of alternate angles. There are 2 pairs of interior alternate angles and 2 pairs of exterior alternate angles. Now again, you would not have understood. Let's understand with the help of a figure. Pair of angles which are on the opposite side of the transversal. Opposite side means if you take one on the left hand side, the other angle should be on the right hand side. That is what I mean by opposite side. And their arms on the transversal should show opposite direction, and the arms also should show opposite direction. That means if one is on the left hand side, the other will be on the right, or one upward, then other should be in the downward direction. Okay, let's take an example first of interior alternate angles. Interior alternate angles means they will be within the two lines between line L and M, and exterior alternate angle means outside this side, these two and these two. Interior means this, it will be these angles, and exterior will be these. So let us take the pair of interior alternate angle. So this is one pair. See what it means, which are on the opposite sides of the transversal. See, angle, yeah, the yellow angle is on the left hand side, the red one is on the right hand side, and the arms on the transversal are in opposite direction. See, the yellow is downward and the red one is upward, so in opposite direction. Clear? So this is one pair of interior alternate angle. Let's take the next pair, this one. So B and H. Clear? So this is regarding interior alternate angles. Let's go to understand exterior alternate angle. Exterior, as I said, it will be outside. These four angles were within the two lines, between the two lines L and M. Now we will take the exterior alternate angles. Let's take the exterior alternate angles. This is the first pair. See, as I told you, this arm is to the right, left, so this will be to the right. This is upwards, this is downwards. So opposite sides and opposite direction. This is one pair, so D and F, and here it will be A and G. Hope this is clear, students, to you. Now with this, let us complete the activity that is there in the book. Now here, now you should be able to answer this. Angle D and H are corresponding angles. D and H are corresponding. So A and it's top right. So top right, here it will be angle E. Angle C and angle, yes, G. Angle B and angle F. So by now you have understood this. It's very important. Now pairs of interior alternate angles, it's explained here. This should be exterior, students. Just make a correction here. Okay, you need not copy all this in your books. Hope this is clear. Hope you have understood how to identify corresponding angles, interior alternate angles, exterior alternate angles, and the interior angles. Now, having understood this, let us go to the next part of the chapter, which is the theorem. Interior angle theorem. This theorem, you will be writing this part in your notebook, but however, you do not have the proof of it. So let us understand this theorem. If two lines, parallel lines, are intersected by transversal, then the interior angles on the either side of the transversal are supplementary. So what does this statement mean? That means if the two lines are parallel, then the interior angles are supplementary. So what will be given? That line L is parallel to line M and the interior angles are supplementary. That means A plus B is 180 and D plus C will be also 180 degrees. Okay. Now let us understand this in a better way. Here, if you observe the figure, here line AB is parallel to line EF and there are some angles marked. The angle A and angle B are interior angles, angle C and angle D are also interior angles, one pair. Okay, let us check what is the theorem saying, that if two lines are parallel, then the interior angles are supplementary. Let us check. Now here they are parallel. You can all see the grid is showing that they are parallel. So let us check. We will take angle A plus B. You can see here what I am doing here, angle A plus B. Let us check how much it comes. See here, you immediately here you get 180 degrees. Okay, let us check for the other one, C plus D. Let us check this. This is also 180. Okay, so if the lines are parallel, then the interior angles are always supplementary. Okay, see, when I move the lines up and down, the value doesn't change. See, it is always 180 degrees. But What will happen if the lines are not parallel? Check. I'll just make them now. Yeah, they are parallel. Let me see. They are not parallel. See, the values change here. That means if the lines are not parallel, the interior angles will not be supplementary. And if the lines are parallel, see here, the now also they are not parallel. If their lines are parallel, the interior angles will always be supplementary. See, now they are, now the lines are parallel. So it is a test to check if the interior, if you add the interior angles and if you get the sum as 180 degrees, that means the lines are parallel. If you do not get it as 180 degrees, the lines are not parallel. Hope this part is clear to you, students. We go to the next part of the next theorem, that is the corresponding angle and the alternate angle theorem. What are these two theorems? The corresponding angles formed by transversal of two parallel lines are of equal measures. That means if the two lines are parallel, then the corresponding angles are equal. That is, angle A will be equal to angle B. And here alternate angles formed by a transversal of two parallel lines are of equal measure. That means if the lines are parallel, then the alternate angles are also of equal measures. Interior angles are supplementary, corresponding angles and alternate angles are equal, of equal measure. Clear? Let us again understand this. Again, you do not have the proof. Please copy this proper theorems in your textbook, but no proof for this. We are going to use these results to solve the practice sets. Now here again we have AB parallel to CD. Okay, and these are the corresponding angles, angle A and angle E, angle B and angle F, angle C and angle G, and angle D and angle H. You can see, since the lines are parallel, the corresponding angles are of equal measures. Let's check what happens when the lines are not parallel. Let me try moving the line. See, when the lines are not parallel, the corresponding angles are not equal. All the measures change. Okay, now if the lines are parallel, the corresponding, all the pairs, if one pair is equal, the remaining pairs are also equal. Now let's check for alternate angles. See, angle C and angle E are alternate angles, the measures are equal. Angle D and F are also equal. Now if I move the transversal, see what happens. See, the values change, measurements of the angles are changing, but the relation remains the same. That is, all corresponding angles are equal, alternate angles are also equal. See, wherever I take them, it will always be equal. The same relation will be shared. Hope this is clear to you, students. Let us quickly summarize as to what we have learnt about these corresponding angles, interior angles and the alternate angles. So when two lines intersect, the pair of opposite angles formed are congruent, that is, vertically opposite angles are congruent. The angles in a linear pair are supplementary, that means they always add up to be 180 degrees. When a pair of corresponding angle is congruent, then all the remaining pairs of the corresponding angles are congruent. We have seen that when one pair of alternate angle is congruent, then all the remaining pairs of congruent angles are also congruent. When one pair of interior angles on one side of the transversal is supplementary, then the other pair of interior angle is also supplementary. We have seen this with the help of the GeoGebra software. Hope this is all these properties are clear to you. Students, please write these properties, only the theorems without the proof, in your notebook. Next lecture we will be starting with our problem set, practice set. Okay, that's all for the day, children. Thank you.